Hello. Has the dog have Buddha nature? No. I'm going to stick with that. No. No, the dog does not have Buddha nature. At least that's what Joshu says. We are going to continue on to the commentary. Hopefully you've already seen all the other videos on different interpretations I have on Joshu's Mu. We're going to continue. In order to master Zen, you must pass through the barrier of the patriarchs. To attain this subtle realization, you must completely cut off the way of thinking. If you do not pass through this barrier, and you do not cut off your way of thinking, then you'll be like a ghost clinging to the bushes and weeds. Now, I ask you, what is the barrier of the patriarchs? Why, it is a single word, no. That is the front gate of Zen. Therefore, it is called the Mumonkan. This is Mumonkan. No, Mu. If you pass through it, you will not only see Joshu face to face, but you will also go hand in hand with the successive patriarchs, entangling your eyebrows with theirs, seeing with their same eyes, hearing with the same ears. Isn't that a delightful prospect? Wouldn't you like to pass through the barrier? All right, that's the first half of the commentary. First half, first third, yeah, first half, we'll just say. First half of the commentary. We'll stop here, go back and try to understand it. All right, in order to pass through the patriarch, to get this subtle realization, to be enlightened, you must completely cut off the way of thinking. Stop thinking. Nice. This is a great way to start our koan practice because we're going to be thinking a whole lot. But we need to not think. Stop thinking. Stop thinking is the way. And if you don't stop thinking, if you don't cut off the way of thinking, you'll be clinging, you'll be like a ghost clinging to the bushes and weeds. Yeah, I don't know what bushes and weeds means. There must be some sort of, there's some allusion to some ancient Chinese somethingness or other that people in ancient China or Japan understand. We don't, but it kind of makes sense. You'll be like a ghost clinging onto bushes and weeds. We need to cut off our way of thinking. Now, cutting off our way of thinking doesn't necessarily mean stop thinking, but that's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it very often. Stop thinking. But that's not exactly what it means. Cutting off the way of thinking is just not being attached to your thoughts. The thoughts don't matter. The thoughts aren't the important thing. So you can think, just don't be attached to the thoughts. Cut off the way of thinking. So we can analyze things, but we have to understand that the analysis is not the reality. We can analyze reality as much as we like, but the analysis is not reality. The analysis is additional, and additional isn't even the right word because you can't add, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, but we have to cut off our way of thinking. I'm going to just call that not thinking. Stop thinking. Don't think. That's how I'm going to say it. But anyway, yeah. What is the barrier? It is a single word, mu. Mu, no. Single word, no. Sometimes it's not translated, so people call it mu or wu. Wu in Chinese, mu in Japanese. Wumangwan, the Mumonkan. Therefore, it's called the Mumonkan of Zen. Mumonkan means the gateless gate, sort of. Mu means no. Mumon is the name of the guy who wrote this, Mumon. Kan means lock. So Mumonkan means the lock that this guy made, Mumon, or yeah, the lock that this guy made. Mumonkan, mon means gate, something like that. I don't know Chinese or Japanese, so take this with a grain of salt. Mumonkan means the no lock for a gate. So it is the gate without a lock, or Mumon's lock, something like that. It's usually translated as the gateless gate, or the barrierless barrier, or the gateless barrier, something like that. So that is what this whole thing is. The whole thing is a gateless gate. And that's just saying that you can enter Zen anywhere. Zen is everywhere. You know, there's no gate to Zen, but it is a gate. It's everywhere and it's nowhere. It's a gateless gate. You can pass through it anywhere with anything. Any thought, you can enter Zen. Any sound, you can enter Zen. Any absence of any of those things, you can enter Zen. Anyway, once you pass through it, if you pass through it, you will not only see Joshu face to face, you'll also go hand in hand with the successful patriarchs. We'll stop there. Face to face, hand in hand, this is saying that there's no separation. That's just another way of poetically saying it. I mean, it's all poetry, right? Because you can't really directly say it, but there's non-duality here. So there's there's no you and Joshu. There's only whatever you would call you and Joshu together. Um, and that goes all the way up to Tao. There's only the Tao, there's only the infinite Buddha nature, there's only infinite love. Hopefully you've seen my non-duality video, so you understand that I'm using all these words interchangeably. So you'll see Joshu face to face, that's what that means. You'll become enlightened, that's what that means. You'll go hand in hand with the success of patriarchs, you'll entangle your eyebrows with theirs, you'll see with the same eyes and hear with the same ears. This points to the same I when I refer to my sentences is the same I that you refer to with your sentences. We don't want to get too out there. If you're not familiar, you are familiar, that it makes a lot of sense. If you're not, that won't make a lot of sense, but that's okay. Wouldn't you like to pass through this barrier? Okay. Now we're going to continue. Arouse your entire body with its 360 bones and joints and its 84,000 pores of the skin. Summon up the spirit of great doubt and concentrate on this word mu. Carry it continuously day and night. Do not form a nihilistic conception of vacancy or a relativistic conception of has or has not. It will just be as if you swallowed a red-hot iron ball, which you cannot spit out even if you tried. All the illusory ideas and delusive thoughts accumulated up to the present will be exterminated, and when the time comes, internal and external will be spontaneously united. You will know this, but only for yourself, like a dumb man who has had a dream. Yes. When all of a sudden an explosive conversion will occur, you will astonish the heavens and shake the earth. All right, we're gonna stop there again. So that was the second, third. Yeah, I said mu, but I should have said no, but whatever. It's not translated. Arouse your entire body with its 365 and summon up the great doubt. Concentrate on no. So we talked about in one of the interpretations about how when you analyze certain concepts, they all disappear. So if certain concepts, not all of them, but a lot of them. If you try to truly prove that, for example, somebody's pretty, you're gonna have a hard time. Things are gonna fall apart. You're like, well, yeah, scientifically we've proven that faces can be perfectly symmetrical, and that's what beauty is. And then we've also found the Fibonacci sequence and that, and then we had the perfect color pairing with the undertone of the skin, and we got perfect makeup, and so on and so forth. And then you have the perfect person, spit it out, and then somebody says it's too perfect. We're analyzing it, the pretty, like how pretty something is, and it's too pretty. So now it's no longer pretty because it's too pretty. You can just keep analyzing things, and you can analyze and perfect, and you're going to get nowhere real fast, which is exactly what you want to do. You want to get nowhere fast. So you want to analyze, for example, yourself. What are you? What are you made of? You start thinking, am I my thoughts? Am I my body? Am I my environment? You think of all these things until you disappear. There is no you. So you have to concentrate on this great doubt, this no. We talked about the doubt that the monk may have. So the monk is doubting that the dog has Buddha nature, which means that the dog does not have Buddha nature. Well, what if you doubt that there is even a dog? Where does the dog end and where does the rest of the world begin? You start to analyze that and figure out, well, these are some particles here, and I'm not sure if there's quantum entanglement between where the dog is and where the barrier is. Where do we find the exact barrier? And the dog disappears. There is no dog. There is no dog to have Buddha nature. That is the great doubt that we need to be summoning with our 360 bones and joints and 84,000 pores of the skin. I wonder if those are real numbers. I don't know. Carry it continuously day and night. Do it all the time. And this is very important. Don't form nihilistic conceptions of vacancy or relativistic conceptions of have and have not. Yeah, I like this. So I'm a nihilist personally. I'm a big fan of nihilism. However, there's a problem with a lot of people who are nihilists, and they sort of dwell on negatives. They dwell on, somehow they justify being depressed by being nihilistic. Silliness. So this is clarifying that when Buddhists talk about emptiness, they're not talking about empty as the opposite of form. When they talk about vacancy, when they talk about, like if they talk about no meaning, or if they talk about stuff like that, it's not really the opposite of form. So vacancy or emptiness is not the, or nothingness, that's not the opposite of something. It's beyond something. It's yin yang. Yin would be, well, I don't remember which is which. Yin, I think, is whatever. Yin yang, we'll just say yin is empty and yang is form, but together, yin yang, that's called emptiness. So the word is being used in a different way than we're used to. So when Buddhists are talking about emptiness, they're not talking about formlessness. They're talking about form and formlessness, which are both the same, but whatever. So don't dwell on half of the yin yang part. Don't dwell on the nothingness of nothingness as contrasted with form. See the whole thing, see the whole picture, the Tao, which is called nothingness, which is called emptiness, but that's not exactly what it means. Anyway, you'd have to go more into the non-duality video. All of this is about non-duality, though. Don't have a relative concept of have or have not, or has or has not. Again, duality. Don't have that conception. It will be as if you swallow a red iron ball. I don't know what that exactly means. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think it just means that when you have that realization, you can't unhave the realization, and yeah, you have lots of illusory thoughts and delusive thoughts and illusory ideas. Yeah, they'll be exterminated. They will be exterminated. And internal and external will spontaneously unite. Again, dualities uniting. You'll know this only for yourself. This is a tricky one. Once you are enlightened, you'll know only for yourself. Only you can know. But then you won't even know. Know is not the right word. But whatever. You yourself will have it, and you won't be able to share it. You'll be like a dumb man with a dream. You won't be able to tell people. You might try, though. You certainly might try. And with this sudden explosive conversion, you'll astonish and shake the heavens of the earth and whatever. Heaven and earth, another duality, yin yang, tiger, dragon, pointing to that again. You're going to get rid of all those dualities. Continuing. It will be as if you snatch away the great sword from the vigilant General Kanu and hold it in your hands. When you meet the Buddha, kill him. When you meet the patriarchs, kill them. On the brink of life and death, you will command perfect freedom. Among the sixfold worlds and the four modes of existence, you enjoy a merry and playful samadhi. Ooh, powerful. We're going to continue. Now, I want to ask you again, how will you carry it out? Employ every ounce of your energy to work on this mu. No. If you hold on without interruption, behold, a single spark, and the holy candle is lit. Buddhism is lit. Gotta say that. Hold on to the no. Hold on to this no. Day and night, with all your energy. All right. So I don't know who the great vigilant General Kanu is. So I'm missing a little bit of context, historical context here. I want to clarify. I'm not a Zen Buddhist. I don't know a lot about Buddhism. So don't take me as an authority in any of this stuff. And I'm not doing a whole lot of research before these videos. This is just my own personal analysis. So just want to make sure that that's known. Anyway, going on. When you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. There's a koan in itself. When you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. That, again, that's the non-separation between things, right? You come face to face with Joshu, he's saying the same thing. When you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. When you meet the patriarchs, kill the patriarchs. Same thing. But also, it's going on to mean things like, when you understand Buddhism, get rid of Buddhism. Like, once you understand what you're getting towards with the meditations and with following the Eightfold Path, with doing all these ceremonies and stuff like that, realize that the ceremonies are not important. You don't need the ceremonies to do it. So get rid of the ceremonies. It doesn't necessarily mean stop doing the ceremonies, but it's saying that you don't need to be attached to the ceremonies. It's the same way of saying stop thinking, right? So get rid of Buddhism. Buddhism is not important. Buddhism is not the way. There is no way. It's a gateless gate. It's the infinite Dharma. It's everywhere. It's always nowhere. Anyway, on the brink of life and death, you command perfect freedom among the sixfold worlds. Don't know what that means. I think heaven, earth, and there's underworlds, and maybe two of each. I'm not sure what the sixfold world is. I don't know what the four modes of existence are. So more context that we don't have. I'm not a scholar. And you will enjoy a merry and playful samadhi. Samadhi means enlightenment or emptiness. Actually, I probably need to know what this word means. Let's look it up. Yogic schools is the meditative consciousness. This is the meditative mind. Yeah. So this is the emptiness that you get. You get it from dhyana. Okay. Yeah. So samadhi just means the meditative mind. It is like the state that you get to when you meditate. You know, when you're meditating when you meditate, this is the goal, right? This is what people sort of think of as the goal of meditation. When you sit down and you have no thoughts and you have perfect awareness of what? I'm not sure. Of nothingness, of everything, of all that. Samadhi. We'll get more into that maybe another time. It doesn't really matter for what we're talking about. That's enlightenment. You'll have a merry and playful samadhi. Now, when I ask you again, how do you do this? No. Get with a no. Hold it without interruption. And single spark, the holy candle is lit. So all it takes is this one spark. You just hold on to no, and then suddenly you get it. Boom. You're there. You're enlightened. The holy candle's lit. Of course, once you're there and the holy candle is lit, that doesn't mean that it's the end of your journey. You can go deeper and deeper into lots of different ways of enlightenment. It gets crazy. It gets weird. However, you just have to get that first step. There's one step to understand, and then you can get deeper. So there's going to be a lot of struggle to get beyond that first step, because if you don't get past the first step, you're going to see lots of linguistic contradictions and lots of issues with the language. It's very loose language. But you have to understand that the language is not the important part. And once you have the experience, once you have that single spark, the holy candle is lit, then you don't understand in an intellectual sense everything that goes on. You don't understand in an intellectual sense all the people who have had deeper experiences and what they all mean, but you understand in some other sense, in some other way, what these people are referring to when they have these deep experiences. Anyway, that's not exactly what this is talking about. Just wanted to point it out there. Single spark, holy candle is lit. You're there. Once you do it, you're there. And all you gotta do is just sit down, meditate. Just get rid of all of everything. Very simple. And when you do that, I mean, there are some people who are skilled enough to literally get rid of their thoughts or literally get rid of all attachments, but that's not necessary. That's not exactly what you need to do, right? You just need to get rid of the attachment to the attachments. Anyway, oh my gosh, I don't want to get too carried away here because I'm not prepared for explaining any of that nonsense. All right, but that was the commentary. We're going to go on to the verse. This is a poem. The dog, the Buddha nature, the pronouncement perfect and final. Before you say it has or has not, you are a dead man on the spot. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to interpret dead man here as a positive thing, I think. The dog, the Buddha nature, the pronouncement. Yeah, so we went over the dualities. We didn't talk about the answer, how the answer and how the Buddha nature could be a part of the non-dual, right? The dog does not have Buddha nature. The dog is Buddha nature because that's a duality, the dog and Buddha nature. And the answer, and so on and so on. We didn't go over that. So perfect and final. This is saying that when you answer a question, you're giving such a definitive answer. It's perfect. It's final. There's a dog. There's Buddha nature, and there's an answer. Perfect and final. But before you answer it, what is happening before you answer? You're dead. Dead man on the spot, which is a good thing. You're not thinking. Before the question is asked, what is happening? Before you start thinking, what is happening? We'll go into, wait, we have other koans posted. I think it's the fourth koan, barbarian with no beard. Yep, barbarian with no beard. So it'd be like saying, before I asked about your feet, where were they? Right? They didn't exist before I asked the question. Before you started thinking, before you say it has or has not, you're dead man. There's nothing there. Before you think about yourself, there is no self. You're in the no, you're in this mu. You have every ounce of your energy stuck in mu, in no, before you start thinking. Stop thinking. Anyway, that's the verse. That's a lot of fun. I'm fired up by this. I really love the commentary. It's so interesting, and I'd love to be told to not think, which obviously makes me think. So you gotta do some more meditation to get in there. But it's super exciting to see where it goes and to be reminded of the times where. Anyway, don't want to get ahead of myself. Other videos are coming your way, so subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be seeing a lot more of this stuff, and you'll be learning, and we'll be going on a journey together. Hopefully we can all have some different attainments, or maybe not, because we don't need to attain anything. Whatever. We'll get to all the semantics of striving for something, and when that's bad and when it's okay. It's never okay, but it's once the holy candle is lit, you can start doing things, but it's got to be lit first. Anyway, subscribe, notification bell. Like if you like, thumbs down if you think it's ridiculous, because that's definitely a possibility. Comment down below. Tell me how much you love Buddhism. Tell me how much you love all these things. Or just say, this is kind of a cool video, and this is kind of interesting. Say that. Say that. This is an interesting video. It has piqued my interest. I'm thinking about stuff. I'm going to say stop thinking, but you're thinking about stuff, and I want to hear it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.